James, man, I got exciting topic, college football. So the Michigan Wolverines, they won the CFP National Championship against Washington. Um, this past weekend, man. Washington was not playing like the undefeated, their undefeated team. They lost 34-13. Did you see this game?
I did, and a lopsided score like that for the championship game. I mean, you expect it to at least be a little bit closer there.
Yeah, man. Honestly, but this was like the most electrical frying game I've seen. Like, if we get into that first, we'll just get into the first question, man. Just how brutal was this game to you?
This was brutal. This was especially brutal for the Huskies going there to Houston and I guess trying their best, but a score like that in a championship game.
Man, that's a no-no, man. Definitely was brutal, man. And we'll get into Michigan pros, man. They found a lot of open good looks in tough situations, which is always key, in these type of games. They had a good running game early, and they had great defensive stops early on the defensive side. And then they was just using all these running plays, touchdowns, and just letting the wide receivers chill because there was no wide receiver touchdowns, James. It was all running back.
Yeah, and with that Michigan running game, they must have just tired out the defense there for the Huskies.
Yeah, yeah, they definitely did, man. And if we just kind of get into Washington uh, Cons, really, it's not even a lot of pros, but the quarterback not responding with a touchdown in that first possession, which is always bad it's bad in a regular season game, but a championship game is, yeah, it's even worse. And then they just made the defense work harder. Like I said, they weren't scoring, so that's making the defense work even harder than they need to, you know?
Well, yeah, where's the complementary football where the offense and the defense both helps each other out? And it's like, hey, I got your back if you're down, and they're able to help. Let's get a turnover. Let's do something.
Yeah, man. I think Michigan just really made it tough for them in that first half. Like, it was so bad. You know what I mean? It was already 17-3 in the first half. Like, they couldn't even put nothing on the board. It just field goal. Like, it was that tough. It was that tough, man. But if we get into our second question, like, what do you think Washington's biggest flaw was in this game?
I think just not being able to put the points on the board there to be able to try and at least compete with Michigan. I mean, championship, national television, everyone's watching, so the pressure's up, and this is when you're supposed to play at your best.
Yeah. Man, for me, I'm gonna just have to say the quarterback and the offense, they couldn't really deliver when needed to in this game. Like I said, I agree with you on both ends, but I feel like the offense matters the most. And I feel like the defense matters the most in game situations. But the quarterback, he couldn't find a rhythm, man. And their O-line was not covering him. Because then, them DBs was getting to him, sacking him. Which we'll get into that. That kind of goes into our next one, man. The major plays of the game. If we look at it right here, man. So Washington, they was down 3-17, and they missed the first down opportunity, losing that possession catch in the second quarter, which pretty much it was wrapped up after that, James. I feel like at that point it's like y'all kind of just giving this game away. Y'all kind of just throwing it away, to be honest. Um, and then number 78, man, wrapping up the quarterback in on Washington too in that half too. And then overall, it was just brutal. That first half was just they was sending out a message in that first half, James.
Do you think that they try to do any adjustments or anything to stop? Did you see them change their strategy really at all?
I think after that first half, going into that second one, they definitely played way better. They made a few adjustments. It was more defense being played, harder defense on the Washington side. Um, But at that point, man, it's kind of already late because at the end of the day, yeah, but you still gotta you make defensive stuff, but you still have to catch up with them. And if they're still scoring, I mean, that's raps. That's it. That's raps after that. So y'all let us know how y'all feel about that, man. But let's just get into the players of the game, James. Number 7, man, running back Donovan Edwards. Man, he was snapping. I'm not gonna lie, he was snapping. He had 2 touchdowns, and then number 2, Corum, he had 134 yards, 2 touchdowns, and then last but not least, y'all quarterback J.J. McCarthy, he had 140 yards, no interceptions in this game, James. Just straight on, trusting his offense, trusting his running game. And he found some good open looks too. So, yeah, man, shout out to them. Shout out to them. And I seen him run a little bit too, James.
When the offense is humming like that, and this is a big showing that the ground and pound running style is still, a winning style of football. And
Yeah.
to not throw any interceptions, to not put your team in any kind of situation that they don't really unnecessarily need to be in, that's impressive.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you, man. And kind of just to kind of end this topic off, like, who do you think deserved to win more in this game?
Uh, I guess looking at both teams, you know, I definitely lean more towards Michigan, I think. And the score and all of that. And what do you think? Who deserved to win this?
I think for sure Michigan deserved to win this game, and not just because they came already knowing like how important this game was. Playing 2 undefeated teams. Um, it's 2 undefeated teams going at it. It could have been anybody's game. So, they made sense with a purpose. So I gotta say, kudos to them, man. Y'all let us know how y'all feel about Michigan and what's gonna happen with Washington. How are they gonna be able to manage for next season? But yeah, man, I'm gonna pass it over to you, though, James. What else we got?
J&J Sports coming to y'all with more in 2024.